Hi there. Let's have a further look into ecosystems, starting with changes in ecosystems. Different parts of an ecosystem can be linked together. For example, all primary consumers depend on producers for food, and some also use the producers as a habitat. And so, if one part of an ecosystem changes, it's likely to have an effect on the other parts. These are called ecosystem cascades. So, for example, hot and dry weather may result in reduced plant growth, which then means fewer berries for birds in winter, which then results in sparrow and thrush numbers falling. And sparrowhawks, who consume sparrows, their numbers will fall. That's a cascade. Let's just have a quick recap of that. Different parts of an ecosystem can be linked together. For example, all primary consumers depend on what for food, and some also use producers as a habitat. So all primary consumers depend on producers for food. And what is it? I have a diagram here which has a flowchart. It's hot and dry weather resulting in reduced plant growth, fewer berries for birds in winter, sparrow and thrush numbers falling, and therefore sparrow hawk numbers falling. What is this an example of? This is an example of an ecosystem cascade. Now let's have a look at the characteristics of global ecosystems. Different regions of the world have different climates, which means that different ecosystems will form. There are 6 major ecosystems. Hot desert, which is found between 15 degrees and 35 degrees north and south, where rainfall is low. It's very hot during the day but very cold at night. Plant life consists mainly of sparse shrubs and cacti. There's grassland. Between the tropics are savanna grasslands. The area is split into wet and dry seasons. Vegetation is mainly grasses, but there are a few trees too. At higher latitudes are temperate grasslands. Here there's more temperature variation but less rain. There are no trees in these grasslands. Tundra, which is found in Alaska and the north of Europe and Canada at high latitudes. Winters are freezing and summers are short. There is a minimal level of rainfall, and the dominant vegetation types are mosses, shrubs, and grasses. Just beneath the soil is a permafrost layer, which is permanently frozen ground. And polar. Polar is found near the poles. It's very cold, icy, and dry. Very little growth happens here. And for a few months of every year, the polar ecosystem receives no sunlight. It's also temperate deciduous forest. These are usually found in mid-latitudes where there are 4 seasons. Summers are warm, winters are comparatively mild, and rain falls regularly throughout the year. Deciduous trees shed their leaves in winters to adjust to the cold. And there's finally tropical rainforest. So these are found between the tropics where it's always hot and wet. These are areas of lush forest with dense canopies of vegetation forming clear layers. Let's just have a quick recap of all of that. There's a lot of information. So what are the characteristics of hot desert ecosystems? They're found between 15 degrees and 35 degrees north and south. They receive lots of rain. This is very lots of rainfall. It's very hot during the day. Vegetation, many shrubs and cacti. It's very cold, and it's very cold during the night. So now we've got a question. What would not be a likely outcome if a hot and dry summer meant that sparrows and thrushes in a UK hedgerow ecosystem had fewer berries to pick in the winter? So what would not be a likely outcome? So this is looking at an ecosystem cascade. And if a hot and dry summer meant that sparrows and thrushes in a UK hedgerow ecosystem had fewer berries to pick in the winter, means that sparrows and thrushes would start to die out, which means that the number of sparrows and thrushes would fall. So therefore, the correct answer is what's not a likely outcome is the number of sparrowhawks will increase. Which ecosystems are found at high latitudes in northern Europe and Canada and Alaska? These are tundra ecosystems. What are the major global ecosystems? There's hot desert, temperate deciduous forest, tropical grassland, as well as temperate grassland, tundra, and polar.